Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody sent me both these pictures or file, and this is the way to do it. Send me what you want to do and send me what you've started with. Um, I would do it a little bit differently. The customer wants it pretty dead on. This is a thinner stitch than he has here, but I'm going to go with that, and he can change that. Now, the problem I found when I moved this is evidently an artistic media brush. So we need to go to arrange and break it apart and get rid of that line. That was a good idea to use the brush, but I think this will be better. Now I'm going to go to arrange and, well, maybe it is already curved. Yeah. And I can right click on that and break it apart because I just want one of these. Okay. Now, when you get this, I would squish this in and just have more of them. But we need a copy of that line. So I'm going to make a duplicate and move it down. And then I'm going to left click and right click. So there's our, basically our path, because we're going to use object to path. So with your item selected, go up to arrange and object to path, and then shift select your path. Now I put 150 and I put it at the bottom because that'll put it on the inside, and then I hit apply. Now don't hit apply twice. It takes us sometimes at putting 150 items around there, so give it a second. Now, one thing I like about object to path is you can manipulate it afterwards. And you see it did a pretty good job. And what you could basically do is, take your smart fill or your virtual segment delete key and delete some of these, that are sticking over. And a lot of, embroidery stitches are, if we look at this, there's actually pieces of thread and, but we wouldn't want that, or I wouldn't think. So I'm just going to cut these kind of off so they're not past the limit. And then, what I do like about object to path is you can move things around. You don't have to go with what Corel did. We could take this one right here and rotate a little bit, and have a different look. Just whatever you think, but I would still cut that off. Then I would call that good. Now what we're going to do is move our path away and take this line, and I'm going to right click this gold and make it the gold. I'm actually going to make it a little bit thicker of a line. Well, why is well, it's trying to weld them together. I'll tell you what, let's just weld them together, and then we ought to be able to get our line tool. Yeah, and then you can make it a little bit thicker. Maybe that's too thick, but, play with it. And then take your yellow and move it down there. Go up to Object, Order, Back a Page. And then I'd go ahead and take this and go Object, Order, Back a Page. So when you move it down there, it'll be ready. And that's pretty good. And then, you can move some of these around or delete some of the ones on the corner. Embroidery stitches are not perfect. I mean, they're having to, take corners. But if you want to play around with it, reduce that. Now I've messed it up. Don't have it back, but, reduce that in width, make it thinner, and then you could add more. And, but one thing I've learned is don't hit that apply twice. Give it some time to think, because if you hit it twice, it's going to put it on top of it, and then you've got to back up. So go, make it a little thinner, maybe go 175. If you don't like it, back up, go 195, and see what you like the best. Because you could still move these things. Well, I have welded them now, so you can't really do that, but you could still move some handles around. You wouldn't want to do that with, curved lines, but you could make it look pretty good. Something like that. And it's almost easier to see it in real time. And you could, do the same thing on these corners, even though that's correct. As far as an embroidery look, that one right there, maybe it needs to be turned around a little bit. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.